Hello everyone. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a reading today for Friday, August 8th, 2025. I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, this Lionsgate portal that everybody is talking about, I myself today feel lots of energy. I feel as though there's so much coming in. It's almost a little bit anxiety invoking. So I hope you guys are able to channel that energy, set those intentions, and really make the most of this energy as it's coming in. Today we have two cards here for us. So the first one is Keepers of the Earth, and this is out of the Work Your Light deck, which is Rebecca Campbell. And it says, "You're not alone, ancient ancestors stand beside you." And then the other card that I was compelled to draw was from the Spirit Animal Oracle, and we have the wolf coming out here for us, which is the Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. So this is definitely a time for new beginnings. You're a teacher and you help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power, and you have love that endures, which is amazing energy here. So I definitely feel as though this is an energy coming in of transcendence, right? It's coming in with so much illumination, so much light around it. And I really feel this is life-changing. And you're going to feel as though, oh my gosh, I feel like I finally arrived. Like something I've been waiting for a long time showing up, or you're finally feeling as though you're making some headway, making some progress to meeting that goal. But I really feel like it's coming from a place of all of this sacrifice that you've made to get here, just kind of building up to that, right? It hasn't come without any sacrifice. In fact, you have maybe felt as though this has been a touchy subject because you have made so many sacrifices for this, right? Perhaps you felt as though you were destined to fail at this, right? I feel like there's like this weight, this heavy weight that you're carrying on your back. This is something that's weighing you down. It could be a person, it could be situations and circumstances, right? But it's inevitable that you have taken on burdens from other people that weren't yours to carry. So the person that you're carrying on your back, are you trying to protect them emotionally throughout this process? Are you feeling as though you took on their burdens and were feeling them and expressing them with them and working through all of that, right? This is a lot of energy that comes in here that's really meant to provide you these challenges so that you can come out on the other side of this drawn very close to source, right? So know that you cannot have light without the dark, right? There will be times where you're going to feel like the situation is unmanageable, but it's very doable, okay? It comes in with this duality to every reaction. Every action is a reaction. And so, I really feel like this is alluding to the karmic consequences of things. And I think that perhaps in the past or up until this point, there's been a time in your life where you were dimming your light, so to speak, where you were compromising yourself or your values. And this is like shrinking, right, to make other people comfortable. And so this is something that cannot happen any longer. And so it's almost like this puzzle that was beautifully put together, and then it falls on the floor and all of the puzzle pieces are everywhere, right? It's this beautiful disaster. And so I feel as though beauty is emerging out of this chaos, right? Out of this struggle. There's going to be a point where there's a lot of positive aspects to the situation, and you're going to feel like, man, finally, like light at the end of the tunnel. It's falling apart to come back together in the way that it was intended to be, right? But be careful because there are people around you. I do feel like that could be like a wolf in sheep's clothing, which is interesting that the wolf card came out with that as well. But a wolf in sheep's clothing where you're feeling as though you can trust this person, and in fact you cannot, right? I feel like this person may be cold and distant. They're keeping themselves at an arm's length right now. They're very aloof, so to speak. And so I feel like this person or people, there might be more than one actually, that I feel as though they could make sharp judgments, snap judgments about you. And I think that this person doesn't have a lot of courage. Like they don't want to say that to your face. They're not going to say that to you. It's a way of them kind of avoiding the whole thing and taking the easy way out. It's a very cowardly stance. But know that, this is going to help you in terms of moving forward. You might be the one that starts to keep them at an arm's length, right? On purpose. Like, they're not going to be in the know of the things that are happening with you. And I feel like you're going to find things within yourself to really stand up and stand in your truth and stand more in your power as a result of that. That's giving meaning to all of this. And so, yes, it might look like I see like a glass vase or something that had been dropped and then shattered and then like glued back together piece by piece, right? And all in the little crevices where the glue would be to put things back together. That is where the light went in. It healed things, right, within you. So you were shattered wide open only to be healed, to come back together. And it's just a beautiful energy about it, because that's what gives the character. That's what gives you character. It is what makes you who you are, right? So this is where you dig deep and you find within yourself that all along you've had this ability to kind of stand your ground, and it's very empowering. Now, at first, of course, it's not going to feel empowering. It's going to feel like it's nerve-wracking. Like you're going to feel very nervous energy. But when you're actually meant to step into that power, you will step into that power when it's time. And so I feel like this is about coming out on the other side of things. Like, you can't appreciate the things that you have until it's almost taken away, or there's a threat of it being taken away, right? So it just yields this greater understanding overall. And so don't let other people convince you that you're not meant to be on this path and step into your power, right? I think that that's where that dimming your light kind of comes in, where somebody is benefiting from you not stepping into your power and into your purpose. And so this is really where you're feeling, or you might feel called to stay with it and to stand your ground, because you just feel like within your heart, within your soul, this is what I'm meant to be doing, right? And this is where, like, perhaps your superpower is that empathy that you feel, the ability to kind of feel others' feelings, to understand that person in the best way that you possibly can, right? It's a superpower because we are able to anticipate their needs, provide support for them, in a way that nobody else can, because you can feel that, right? That's your superpower, but it can also be draining. So you just got to make sure that you are deciphering and distinguishing between what energy is yours, what feelings are yours, and what's the other party's, right? And calling in this empathy sometimes and really feeling into situations, it can create a bit of confusion or illusion for you until you're able to really grasp the understanding that this is not my feeling. I meant to feel it because I have this beautiful energy that I'm able to provide this person, but it's not mine. It's not my emotion. And once you immediately are able to recognize those things and say, oh, whoa, wait, that's not mine. That feeling is not mine. That is almost immediately taking your power back, right, from that situation. And so that's a great understanding. And so I feel like there's people, or those people that I was talking about, I feel as though there's this element there that, like, this person wants to kind of punish you, so to speak, for some reason, right? And what that does is, it's very misleading, but they're really attempting to try to control the situation, or control the outcome, control the narrative. And as they do so, as they try to do those things, it's taking more of your power away and making them feel more powerful. But this is not the way, right? It's really important that you stand in your truth and you stand your ground and you keep your power, right? You take your power back from this person or this situation by not allowing them to affect your feelings, right? Don't get mixed emotions. Don't feel their disappointment that you're not going to shrink down and do what it is that they have hoped for you, those expectations, right? This is about expanding beyond that. It's a beautiful energy to have here, of course, on this Lion's Gate. So moving forward, the plan here should be to kind of take a look around you and understand, like, where in your life can you surrender that control, and who is surrounding you, right? Do they align with your beliefs? Are they supportive, or are they someone who takes more energy than they breathe life into you, right? Because you want to make sure that that's an equal balance. You don't want to be putting so much effort into something only for this person to take. And so it's about creating that boundary and deciphering between the two, as we talked about. But I do think that if you haven't already, there is a person coming in for you that is, it's a soulmate energy, right? And I feel like there is a need for this person to be with you, or to work with you, not necessarily be in a relationship, right? But to be there and be supportive of you in order for you to both level up, right? I feel like there's greater outcomes, greater achievements, things that you cannot achieve solo. Okay, so there's this energetic synergy that's built between the two of you, and that's the key. That's paramount, right? It's important to bring in this balance and for you to work together to level up. And I love that, right? So, but I think that there's a karmic debt associated with this. Like, perhaps this person was in a past life with you, and so this was charted out and meant to happen, and this person comes in and is able to be there for you in the way that you need and understand and help you to achieve those things, right? So it calls in this earth synergy with it, as well as we look at the keepers of the earth. So there's ancestors and spirit guides kind of guiding us along the way as well, but it's a magnetic energy, right? So you think of like Earth's energy, and it's magnetic. And so in human form, we are also magnetic. And so you've created a huge momentum for months now, and maybe you're starting to see things show up for you, and it's super exciting. But I think that there is a way here for us to be mindful of opening ourselves up, expecting more and receiving more, and understanding that you're finally like embracing this hope, right? I get this like white buffalo calf woman, and she brings in a lot of hope with her, right, for the future. And it's bringing this balance and harmony as you work with nature. And so think of like the cycles of nature, think of the earth, right? And so we have our seasons. Well, same as human form, we have seasons as well. There will be times when we're more pulled back. We'll hold our energy to ourselves. We come up with new ideas, right? And then there's a time for action. And so I think that right now, this is really a time for action. There's a call to action here for us, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But the 818 angel number comes in, and it's a catalyst for positive change. You're feeling more empowered, right? Perhaps the situation that's unfolded is now this catalyst propelling you forward, because you don't like the way it makes you feel when you shrink yourself down to make somebody else happy, right? And so this is about you. This is about your path, what you want for yourself. And so this is pushing you forward. There's a real momentum here for you. Now, there is a key here that, like, we have real raw data coming in for us, and we have to analyze that. We have real raw truths coming forward. We're speaking our truth, right? You're going to see a difference the more you stand in your authenticity. So the more you are true to yourself, the more you are magnetic, and the more you pull in for yourself, and the more you'll see it reflected in the data, right? So I get this energy with this though too. It's this numbers do not lie, right? So you're calling in abundance on a greater scale than you can imagine. And so beautiful energy here. Call to action here then also being more open to receive, increasing your capacity to receive those things. So I get that there's an underlying intention that you're setting, right? But there is an energy in terms of what's coming in for you. I feel as though it's not fully showing up for you because there is an unwillingness to receive. So we got to work on our willingness to receive, right? So we have to challenge our outdated beliefs. We have to be willing to bet on ourselves and really shift that scarcity mindset. I feel like a lot of these money blocks are coming in because you're unable to see the numbers for what they are, right? So you're setting those intentions, you're seeing more money show up, but instead of sending gratitude for each and every dollar that's showing up, you are then moving the goalpost and like, well, that's still not enough. I want more, right? So you're going to be able to shift that scarcity mindset more by sitting in the gratitude for what is showing up for you, right? Because it's like the universe is like, oh, hey, you really like that? Cool. I'm going to send you more. And so expect more and more will show up. It's a beautiful energy. So you really have to make an investment here for yourself with the challenging your outdated beliefs and shifting your scarcity mindset, right? Like you may not think that you can achieve those things, right? That could be something that's holding you back. Or maybe you're not investing the time and energy into yourself that you need in order to make things happen, right? So this is about bringing in balance. Balance was a big energy here for us. And so really showing up for yourself, right? If you're feeling called to help others, how are you doing that each and every day? And how is that energy then being reflected back to you, right? And so if you're not focused on the money, know that it will come, it will show up for you, right? But the way to call more of that in without putting so much focus on that is to just focus on your joy. So if you have joy by helping others on their journey, then more and more abundance will show up for you as a result, right? You don't have to constantly be focused on that. So this is really about being able to admit when you're wrong, admit when you have been wrong, humble yourself a little bit. And as you do, this is like breathing more and more life into this new life, this new chapter that's opening up for you, right? And so you're thinking like, this is it. And so what happens is we're going to start to embody more and more consciousness, higher consciousness, right? And so you're evolving. It's a way to survive, okay? It's like getting out of a survival mode and putting yourself into an evolving mode. And as you're doing that, you're embodying your higher self. You're embodying your truth. You're embodying your abundance. And therefore, what is radiating out on your frequency is that you're tuned into it and it will start to flow to you. You'll become more and more magnetic. So your new life is literally so much light coming in. And I love that for us, for this energy here. So thank you so much for listening, taking time to listen today. As always, if this resonates for you, please don't hesitate to hit that like button, subscribe, of course, so that you are in the know of all of the new content that I post. Comment below, let me know how things are working out for you today. And as always, if you know someone that could benefit from hearing this reading, please don't hesitate to share that with them and help me get the message out. And I, of course, will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.